Alright, this is John Colo with okraw.com, and today we have another exciting episode for you, and I'm here in Denver, Colorado, of all places in the world, at the Grow House with my man, DJ Cavem, also known as Etef Vida. And we in the hood right now, but we got all these greens around us, and DJ Cavem, I see him at many different events all over. We run into each other all the time at different events like health food events, raw food events, gardening events, because we both, well, he's the original OG, but I'm also an OG, stands for Organic Gardener, guys, all right. But today we're here to talk to you guys about a very important topic, is like food justice and food security. No matter where you live, whether you live in the hood, whether you live, somewhere else, there's food deserts all around. There's too many fast food places all around, and people unfortunately are not eating good foods. And this man here, I mean, dude, you think I'm famous? You guys watch me all the time. This guy, he's been on Rachel Ray. He's been, teaching in the White House. Got a picture with President Obama. I mean, he's been in O Magazine. I mean, this dude, he's doing so much fabulous work. He's been on TED Talks. I can keep going, but I'll have to stop, But anyways, he's been doing a lot of work to help kids and teaching kids on a regular basis. I mean, when I met this dude today, I came out to a farmer's market. He was chilling at, spinning the beats, getting some people interested, handing out free juices, and getting fresh food out to the hood. Definitely cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for meeting up with me, man. So I want to talk to you about the food justice, right? And talking about like food insecurity, especially for people of a color, and why this is so important, because, I believe that, the food you eat is a method of control. And if you're not eating the right foods, you're being massively controlled, because your diet can suppress who you really are, literally. What are your thoughts about this topic?
Well, it's definitely around food security and environmental activism. When you see things happening in the community, like just police brutality, that's an environmental issue. Things like, pollution or lack of waste diversion opportunities, that's, a big issue in the community. Those are just the minute things around, what's happening in urban communities nationally. Internationally, you see the same thing happening. Food security is a big issue. So I like to talk about organic gardening. I like to talk about environmental hip hop and show you exactly what we're gonna do. I mean, in my style, man, like growing up right here in Denver, Colorado, I got to see a lot of people go through it. I got to see people have diabetes and hypertension and obesity and really suffer from food-related illnesses. So creating a space like the Grow House, had a really beautiful family. My mother, along with 3 other organizers, founded this space, got it up off the ground. It was an old flower market literally in the middle of the city. Like when you talk about what you see around here, you step outside this building, it's Purina Dog Chow Factory, there is Cherokee Power Plant and Suncor Superfund site and the city dump. I'm talking about, this is not really the best place you want to live. And the fact that the only thing that you can really find that's fresh is a lemon in a liquor store. So that's what it's all about, man. We're using hip hop as a way to bring people into environmental awareness through, community agriculture. I'm talking about regenerative agriculture, carbon sequestration, permaculture, rooftop gardens, vertical gardens, in your closet gardens. And I'm not talking about weed, what I'm saying? Because I'm in Colorado and everybody growing, but everybody ain't really growing indoors in a grow house like this. What? Chard and microgreens and kale, and we harvesting, and everything is going well. And this is the things that I like to talk about in our communities. I'm going into these schools and showing them how to become b-boys and organic gardeners instead of like becoming gangsters and pimps and players. And the whole concept is really transforming this idea of what hip hop has been pushing for a long time. Hip hop stands for higher inner peace, helping other people. The way I do it, man, I walk into the school just like this, like, yo, real G's got hoes, pocket full of seeds as I'm making my rows. See me in the sunrise watching it grow. Irrigation for the water as I'm watching it flow. I'm saving money for show, don't plant no GMOs. Say you need that organic, aquaponic, supersonic, collard greens, you know me. Compost tea and hoping heat like a hoop house on the rooftop in the ghetto deep down south. Like, we let them have it, man. I step up in there with a boombox and a blender and a juicer, and I got, literally, man, I'm juicing with the champion with my students. They get so fly. We started a b-boy event just for breakdancers. We invited all these b-boys down in the middle of the day, and we literally juiced for like 6 hours and just broke dance right on the ground. It was so fresh, man. Like, I'm talking about real freshness. Like, if it ain't, you know, if it ain't raw, it ain't fresh. You know what I'm saying? If you can't eat it raw, then don't eat it at all. Kind of fresh. Like, so fresh, like your shoes is glowing so fresh. Like, so much soul. You know what I mean? And that's what we're talking about. Like, really transforming what it means and like using environmental sustainability as the lens to really get people to talk about other ways of using art to talk about that, because really it gets corny, bruh. I go into the schools, they love it, but I've heard some bad stories of people going into schools and really just making people not like vegetables no more. You know what I'm saying?
Like, how do they do that? How do you get people to not like vegetables?
Bruh, blame the chef.
Blame the chef?
Blame the chef, because if the food don't taste good, you can't taste the food like that. You know what I mean? You gotta flip it your own way. You know, sometimes, you know, you gotta think about it. I've had to ask myself. I've been a vegan since I was 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? I started incorporating raw diets and the Untitled way of eating, you know, a long time ago. And I started to think about that, but it really had me puzzling in the question, like, how did I get indoctrinated into eating meat anyway? Like, if you can make flesh and blood taste good, you can make anything taste good. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, veins, everything. So, like, the concept of environment.
Kick ass, if that can taste good, man.
Tell me about it, man. Like, straight up. I mean, I wrote this other verse around it from this song called Cool to Live. It was a different style. It was like, keep your head high in the struggle to fall out. Keep your health tight, ready to ball out. Speak truth to power, you got to move now. You gotta maintain the same now. Tap used to love to drink, it ain't the same now. Natural gas in your water make your faucet flame out. You want that change now? They want the change now. Hotter than the sun's core, drilling for the oil, fracking at the earth's core. Good thing we all stood up to that keystone mess and grow a garden with stress with echinacea. And Russian sage for open longer on that raw food diet. Have you checked the price of cancer? Maybe you should try it. I'm from the old school. That's what them elders say. Mentally free, but still eating like slavery. Digitally, I'm trying to see 2020, son, and beyond. I tell the truth to the youth. So that's a poem from this song called Cool to Live. Gotta check out the videos, singles all online. But, you know, Cool to Live was my message and my story of growing up in 5 Points, growing up, you know, down the block from the train, growing up with asthma, growing up with just not healthy food options right here in the community, and losing my grandmother to diabetes and losing my grandfather to diabetes on my father's side. It was a really different conversation to see it hit home. And so when we're talking about what I can do as an organic gardener, as a vegan chef, as a hip hop artist, as an educator, going into these schools, going into the communities, writing albums to transform people in the hood, like literally, if we can teach everybody how to be a drug dealer, I'm sure I can teach you how to be a yoga practitioner. And that's the style. That's what b-boying is all about. You know what I mean?
Wow, Cavem, that's amazing that you're doing all this work. I mean, literally, you've been in the trenches, you know what it is, and then now you're coming out and now you're helping, like, kids of the future. And this is cool. Like, in this, like, you know, we all have our place. Like, I love making videos, and that's what I'm doing, making video today. But he literally goes to schools, teaches classes all the time. So because you teach so many classes, right, I want you to share some of your wisdom with my viewers today and people watching this. You know, like, I know a lot of people might be eating a junk food diet right now. Hopefully a lot of you guys aren't right now, but maybe you guys still eat some junk food. Like, what's one easy way somebody could start eating healthier today, like eating more fruits and vegetables, and start to like them more?
Well, you know, it all starts to getting your fridge on fleek. You know, you gotta be really sprout that life. You know what I'm saying? And this is the style we hit away. You know, it's like 2 scoops of rice with the berries, some warrior. You know what I mean? Like, any different style, like, you know, it's really important. You can really flip it in, you know, not only in the blender, on the cutting board, you know what I'm saying? If you can really just take it and eat it raw, that's the best way, man. That's exactly what people need. Like, when you give them that patience, you know what I'm saying, and they're out here holding it down, you know, in the garden, and they're watching it, people love that, you know? You gotta really just take that time. Like, food justice is important, you know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna happen by someone else growing your food. Sometimes you might have to take that accountability. And that's exactly what I see for everyone, you know, like, something can happen. Supporting your local CSA going and growing, you know, some sprouts on your windowsill, you know, going to the farmer's market, supporting locally sourced and organically grown food at the market. I mean, fair trade, if you got to get it out of the country, everything is really starting right there. Water conservation is a big thing. Like really supporting just not buying water bottles could be a good thing to just do. Not using plastic straws. Over 500 million plastic straws are used every day, let alone in America. I mean, think about what's happening to our ocean. The plastic is an issue. It's just things like what we are doing in our whole environment. You know what I mean? Composting. If you can eat food that can be composted, that's even fresher. You know what I mean? That's the real style. And that's how we doing with the B-boys, like encouraging this whole lifestyle of getting close to the earth. B-boys break down on the ground. That's as close as a lot of cats is getting, and they clean clothes. So we're really shifting this whole paradigm of how you're able to really grow food, because a lot of inner city kids, they don't want to get dirty. They really appreciate hydroponics and aquaponics and other forms of growing, but we got to show them other ways, like getting in the dirt. The soil's the better, you know? And that's really what it's all about, man. Like, it's so beautiful, man. Like, I can go on and on, but it really talks about just how passionate that we have to be. Like, you got to want it. If you're really down for your food, if you sprout that life, you're going to sprout some life.
Yeah, and you guys, your sprouts and microgreens year-round in your house. And if you guys want to learn how to garden, I have a whole another YouTube channel dedicated to that with over 1,300 free videos for you guys. So check that out at growingyourgreens.com. But DJ Cavem, like, if somebody can't grow food, they don't have space to do it, they live in an inner city and they have, like, you know, food deserts, what should somebody do, like, starting today after they're watching this video to, like, start making changes? Like, what can somebody do when they don't have many options and they don't got no, you know, farmers markets and all these things that you're lucky to have here in Denver that's you've created, literally, I mean, all the people here into this movement? It's
really important, you know, you have to start it. This wasn't here. We started this about maybe 9 years ago. And you got to think about those conversations, but it's even different because if you can just stay in the produce section, that's a good way. Just stay right there in the bulk and the produce. And like literally, you got the whole produce section to yourself. I wrote an album called The Produce Section to get people in the hood who love hip hop to literally stay in the produce section.
So people, the easiest thing to do is just stay in the produce section, just buy your food out of the produce section, and, you know, don't buy all the other junk food.
Yeah, I mean, but it's all about knowing how to prepare it. Yeah. You know, I like to do these culinary climate action workshops called Recipes for Resistance. I'm setting up and I'm showing people about carbon sequestration. I'm talking about regenerative agriculture and how they can become an entrepreneur selling greens on the corner the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because these conversations are dope. They're like, not only people are able to feed themselves, but they're able to like have something lucrative to take home to their families. And these conversations are really transforming lives. So like Recipes for Resistance, going into these communities, doing cooking workshops, not only learning how to grow the food, prepare the food, store the food, can the food. I mean, really, if you have to, if this is a situation where, you know that it's not going to be like, say, if you're in Colorado, we don't have all seasons. I wish I could grow guava out here. That's my word. Trust me. Yo, but my onions, nice. I got patience for that. Some people don't wait 2 years to harvest the onion to get that nice fat bulb. But if you got the great compost and the compost tea, you can speed up your growth. These are other conversations that happen, you know, in your own life, you know, and so, you know, juice. And take it to that next level. You know, the wellness starts within. If you angry and you're dealing with depression and like, you know, lack of mental health, sometimes it can slow down the growth process or even the wellness that you might think that you're getting from eating healthy. It all starts in the heart as well. You know what I mean? You can't be walking around, you know, upset at life. You know what I mean? You got to have the compassion to be able to eat compassionately, and that'll also give you compassion for others. It starts there.
Wow. So I saw you on Rachel Ray actually, and you did a juicing demo. So you know, I really believe in juicing, especially as a first step to kind of get yourself into eating healthier. You know, so many people eat junk food, but even if you can't afford a good high-end juicer, you know, from discountjuicers.com, which is a shameless
twist up some oranges, bro.
Yeah. You know, go to your local department store, big box store, right? Some juicers you can get for 20, 30 bucks, and you can start juicing today. So you want to give some juicing tips to people as a first introduction to start eating healthier?
Yo, apple, kale, ginger. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I get down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, have you ever seen an edible wall? with the drip drop, eating good in the fall. What you know about that compost tea? Keep it OG with the worms on creep. You're all what you eat. You smell them greens when I speak. See me doing yoga 7 times a week. My food is so hood, organic concrete. It's B-boy fresh, unique to the beat. It's a global call to action. It's time to grow. Save up your water. Put away your seeds. In a dry space, compost your leaves. You see, I love in all them roots, beans, and greens, and the melons and things. You eat like a king. You already know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Check that out, man. Sick ass beats.
All day, man. Yo, wait till they see the plant-based records. Plant-based records literally is a vegetable beat machine. I'm using beets, cabbage, and carrots and all kind of other roots and fruits and veggies to get down and drop my beats. My music production is locally grown and organically grown. It's dope, man. That's just the best way to actually transform. I'm talking about using the current and vegetables as a conductor for a MIDI device into like a music program. Like anything can happen, my man. We're taking these into schools and teaching food literacy at the same time, music production. It's STEM all day. Science, math, and technology. They're learning timing, they're learning botany, they're learning the whole ideas. These are things that we are also looking for funding. Like the things that I'm doing, working as a board member for Earth Guardians, talking about climate action with my man Shuteska, traveling around the world, talking about other ways that we can use food justice and other forms of like climate, energy action work, from earth ships all the way down to just not fracking in the ground and like political activism. These are big steps in hip hop, and it's outside of just the culture. We really have to take this to the next level so that we don't compromise the future for the next generation.
Wow, yeah, I'm so glad he's able to reach the audience that he does, because this is an audience that I don't reach, and hopefully you guys are getting some of this stuff. So I want to finish up with a beat today, and I want to help you out. So get me started and
you want to do? Oh, yeah. All right, perfect.
What could I do?
So here, look. You're here like.
I can't do that. Yeah.
Boom, clack, boom, clack,
boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack,
yeah,
boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom.
All right, check it out.
Boom, clack, boom, clack.
Just got the grant that I worked hard for. I walked in the door, split the money in for. Hold on. We have to get the rhythm though. The rhythm
I don't got no rhythm, man. I'm a white boy.
No. We got style. This is what we're gonna do, man.
All right.
we gotta take him to the plant-based records.
All right.
I can set it up. You know what? Come to my spot. I'm gonna show y'all how to do it. I'm gonna set up the vegetable beat machine, and then I'm gonna let y'all know how I get down. Let's go check it out.
So I'll put links down below so you can check them out. Real stuff.
Yeah, yo. Plant-based records, y'all. DJ Cavem, you already know what it is. The produce section is the album. Environmental hip hop, eco hip hop is the movement. My man X is the front man, and I'm back here on the wheels of steel. Peace.
So DJ Cavem, do you have any final words of wisdom for my viewers out there?
Oh man, of course I do. It's like this. Yo, to everybody out there, definitely realize that health and wellness is something that you gotta take your own health for. It ain't about nobody else. It's not about him, it's not about you on this other level. Let me take that back. It is about you, honestly. But you have to really see that connection between yourself and that reflection in each other. All these things that we're growing right here, it's not just about, taking away and like making money. Nah, man, like we really trying to bring the food to the hood. You know what I'm saying? How you inner peace helping other people. And that's the conversation that I see out there, you know what I mean? As we say out here, we cultivate the crops. Yeah, the crops. Got the greener block. Yeah, the block. We cultivate the crops. Yeah, the crops. Got the greener block. Yeah, the block. See, you got to do this for the mother nature. Politicians always front like they greater. From the corporate to the hood to the mayor. A lot of people don't know we up in danger. So get a garden, shorty, you need to get some land. Conserve your water, homie, you need to work your plant. Most of the world starved. We feed it to the cow. Where's the corn now? It's all GMO. Didn't you all know about that Monsanto? They made Agent Orange and the Miracle grow. Round up. Now Terminator seeds and PBCs is both sides of your feds. It's easy to see when we gotta keep it moving and show and prove when they ask what what you do for your one world, y'all. One world. That's where you cultivate the crops. Yeah, the crops. Got the greener block. Yeah, the block, right? See you on the block, y'all.
Wow, that was amazing, man. So if somebody wants to like check you out, learn more, hear your beats, check out your album, the Produce album, how can somebody do that?
Yo, it's so easy. Go to my website, djcavem.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter at IETEF. If you're trying to book me for a speaking engagement, get at me on the website. Definitely, I'm grateful to be here. You know what I'm saying? The album, it's the produce section. That's the style. The next one, Skywater. Look out for my man Shuteska Martinez. New album called Break Free. That's the squad representing Earth Guardians movement, y'all. One love. Peace.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, we are all needed in this movement to basically make the world a better place. In my opinion, it's not happening from the top down, it has to happen from the bottom up.
Yeah.
People like me, people like DJ Cavem, people like you, right? You can start today by making a difference and voting with your dollars and choosing what you're spending your money on, right?
Yeah.
Choose to stick in the produce section, his wise words to you. Stick to buying seeds and buying plants and growing your own food and investing in food. Because let me tell you this, when you guys go to the produce section, which is great, buying a bunch of kale, you eat that kale, poof, it's gone. If you buy some seeds, put it in the ground, grow that kale, it could grow the whole season, depending on where you live, that could be a couple years. And you got kale to eat like for years, right? So I want to teach you guys like how to grow food instead of just be a consumer and be a producer in our society. Like he's a badass producer in the beats. I'm producing my own food and showing you guys how on my YouTube channels and teach you guys all about health. So that's pretty much it for today. If you guys enjoyed this episode with DJ Cavem, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. I'll come back and visit him and maybe get him in a demo to teach you guys how to make some delicious, amazing raw foods with him and his beautiful wife.
Yo, I'm gonna have to get my man in the studio too. Check him out in the next album. It's gonna be fly, yo. Organically grown. We're gonna use his food that he grew to make the next tracks. It's gonna be fly, y'all. I'll see y'all up in there. It's the 10th element of hip hop, health and wellness. This is the new life right here, man.
Right on, man. So yeah, be sure to also click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on any of my new and upcoming episodes coming out about every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up or what you'll be learning or how you'll be entertained on my YouTube channel. Also, be sure to check my past episodes. My past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 500 episodes at this time teach you guys all aspects on eating healthfully and eating and incorporating more fresh fruits and vegetables in your diet. So with that, my name is John Kohler with okraw.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always the best.
Champion Juicer, one love, y'all. You see me up in the spot.